Investors, hello. This is the Stock AI Insights channel, a few minutes of AI-powered insight into the market. Just a reminder, this is for educational reference only, not investment advice. Today, we're going to break down the recent reports on Google's huge appeal of that landmark search monopoly ruling.
Okay, so to really get what's happening now, we need to rewind a bit. This all kicked off back in September 2023 with the DOJ trial. Then came the big one in August 2024. The judge ruled Google does have an illegal monopoly. After some back and forth on penalties, the remedies were locked in. And that brings us to today, with Google filing its official appeal.
So yeah, that August 2024 ruling was the earthquake that started it all. A federal judge came down with a historic decision. Google was, in fact, illegally protecting its monopoly over internet search. This wasn't just a slap on the wrist. It was a formal violation of the Sherman Act, and it set the stage for everything that followed.
Now you got to understand, the Department of Justice was not messing around. They came in swinging, demanding that Google be forced to sell off Chrome. I mean, can you imagine? But the judge hit the brakes on that idea, and instead of a massive company breakup, they ordered what are called behavioral changes, a way less drastic outcome.
So what did Google actually have to do? Well, they have to share a little bit of their raw search data, and their big money deals, like the one with Apple, are now limited to just one-year terms. But, and this is the all-important but, their secret sauce, the core algorithms and tech, totally safe. You could almost hear the sigh of relief from Silicon Valley.
And the market? The market's reaction was loud and clear. Investors saw this as a massive win. With the threat of a full-blown breakup totally off the table, the stock shot up 8%. That's basically Wall Street screaming, "We're good."
And it wasn't just investors. The experts, the analysts, pretty much all agreed. The consensus was that this was, and I quote, a slap on the wrist. The feeling was that Google had just dodged a cannonball and walked away with a scratch.
Which brings us to the big central puzzle here, right? If the penalties were so light that your stock soars and everyone calls it a huge win, why on earth would you risk it all with a long, super expensive, and totally unpredictable appeal? Why not just take the W and go home?
Well, let's dive into Google's counterattack, because this is key. They aren't just arguing about the punishment. Nope. They're going right for the heart of it, arguing that the entire verdict, the idea that they have an illegal monopoly in the first place, is just plain wrong.
And this quote from their VP of Regulatory Affairs really nails their whole argument. It boils down to this. Hey, people use Google because it's the best tool for the job. You choose us. Nobody's forcing you. They're framing this as a story of being popular because of quality, not because of anti-competitive schemes.
So beyond that main point, they've built their appeal on 4 pillars. First, they say the judge completely ignored how competitive the space actually is. Second, they're playing the privacy card, arguing that sharing data is a huge risk to users. Third, that these rules will actually discourage rivals from innovating. And finally, they're saying this whole thing threatens America's role as a global tech leader.
Okay, so for us as investors, this is where we need to peel back the layers. We have to look past the courtroom drama and ask the real question. What is the long-term strategic play here? What's really going on?
And here it is. This whole fight, it's not really about those slap-on-the-wrist rules. It's about setting a precedent for the future. It's about one thing, protecting Google's most precious asset, its unbelievable trove of data. That data is the rocket fuel for the entire future of artificial intelligence.
And if you want to understand the stakes, just look at that number, $4 trillion. The company's entire valuation is built on its data advantage. So any legal ruling that forces them to share that data, well, it's not just a problem. It's an existential threat to their dominance. It's a crack in their fortress.
AI Analyst Verdict. Google is absolutely playing the long game. They're making a calculated, high-stakes bet that protecting its data moat for the coming AI era is worth the very real risk that this appeal could backfire and lead to something much worse. It's a massive gamble on the future of technology itself. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. See you next episode.